All right, Coach, you got a game next week. Do you have a starting quarterback?
No, we're not ready to announce yet. I think the battle's still ongoing. And like I've said, I feel comfortable with multiple guys. So I don't know how soon we'll make that decision, but we're not ready yet.
Scott, how do you break up this week? Is this week all game preparation for the opener, or are you still kind of wrapping some things up with fall camp?
It's both. We're still working on some things we think we need to improve just in camp mode. School starts today for the guys, which is a big deal to be back in classes, and so they got to balance their schedule a little bit better. But we're also running some of the things that we might run in the first game. So it's kind of a balance the next 2 days of camp mode and game mode.
Between his time at Marshall and FAU, Cam Fancher's logged a lot of playing time, a lot of starts. How have you seen him benefit from that throughout camp?
Yeah, I think early on, he did the best job of getting in the huddle, having command, making the calls precisely, and helping everybody else get lined up, and that speaks to the experience level. He's just played more ball. The other guys have caught up to a great deal and did a good job with that too, but you could recognize early on that Cam's been in that position before.
You expressed confidence in all three quarterbacks. Is it realistic to see them get equal amount of playing time in the first game?
Yeah, I think it's probably TBD at this point. I think playing three equally in a game, I don't think you'll get any kind of rhythm with that. So we're going to have to make a hard decision. Playing two is hard. I don't think rotating three is probably something that's very likely.
I want to follow up on a status. Tavion Swint, you said had a tweak after the scrimmage. He was not spotted at practice at Monday or Wednesday. What's his status going forward?
Yeah, I feel bad for Chick. It was kind of a non-contact thing, and we didn't know what it was. He got a meniscus and had to have surgery on it. So we're trying to see right now how long that's going to keep him out. We're not going to have him for a while. Great guy, cares a lot, and was doing some really good things. So we look forward to getting him back whenever that is.
Coach, you talked about after scrimmage, some players had some what you called soft tissue injuries that missed some time, like Kozlowski. Any updates on people with those types of injuries?
Yeah, we're still nursing through a few of those. For the most part, guys are back. I think we'll have pretty close to full-strength team come first game if we avoid things from here on out. Koz did a great job rehabbing, and he's back full swing right now. Isaiah is still nursing his a little bit, and Caden's still nursing his a little. Everybody else is kind of day-to-day things. So we gave them 2 days off, and I think that did a lot to help get the guys' bodies back.
Scott, the Big 12 announced last week they're going to do player availability reports, going into their conference games. How do you see that kind of impacting anything? How does that change what you do, having to maybe announce something on Wednesday and then, 90 minutes before kickoff?
Well, coaches at multiple levels have these issues. We'll just try to be honest. The hard thing is that's not for anybody except the people losing money on games. But we'll do what the Big 12 tells us to do and try to keep our guys healthy along the way.
You spoke a lot in spring about how Ja'Cory Brown had made a lot of improvement since what you saw on tape last season. Just kind of speak of his progress through camp. How's Ja'Cory Brown been doing?
Ja'Cory's awesome. He's a leader. He's a great kid. He's really talented. I wish I'd have had him for 3 or 4 years. It'd have been fun to see that development because watching how much he's grown in 6 or 7 months has been amazing. He's a good player, a good quarterback, and has done a great job in camp. So, like I said, we have a hard decision to make.
And Taven Jackson, what kind of camp has he had?
Taven's been great. I think it took him just a little longer to get comfortable with scheme, terminology, everything, but, man, he can really throw it and spin it, does a good job running. He's had a really good camp, too. He created a lot of explosives for us in multiple ways. So all three guys, like I've said, if I only had one of them, I'd feel good about going into the game with that guy. We're going to pick the one that we think gives us our best chance in game one.
Recently, you had said that you weren't sure about this team, how it would respond when it faces adversity. As camp's winding down here, what are you sure about in this team?
I'm sure we've gotten a lot better, and I'm sure the team is a lot closer knit than it has been. They're starting to learn how to fight for each other. The test is going to be when things aren't going perfect. How do we react to that? And we've had a little bit of adversity in camp. Those have probably been good lessons for us. We're going to hit more during the season, and we got to make sure we respond to it the right way. I don't think you ever really know a lot about someone until you go through some things with them. Usually the biggest test of friendships and characters in this life to me are when things are going real well for you and when things are going real bad for you. What kind of person are you in those situations? And as a friend, if somebody's happy for you when things are going well, they're a real friend. And if they're there for you when things are going bad, you're a real friend. Same goes for teammates. So we got to make sure that the bond that we're starting to nurture here carries us through the good and the bad.
Which position group would you say has shown you the most improvement this fall camp?
And it's hard to say. I see improvement everywhere. There's a couple positions that I was not concerned about, but had my questions about that have really responded. I think the DBs have done a really good job. There's some others that we just needed to see steady improvement. The O-line's definitely one of those, and I feel good about our depth there. We were young at receiver and needed to see improvement there, and I'm starting to see those guys run efficient routes and understand how to get open and how to use space and catch the ball. So across the board, I'd say there's been improvement, and that needs to show up in about 10 days.
Coach, how does the schedule change now that classes have started? Does it make the evening just as important as the morning now?
Yeah, I mean, we've been football only for about a month here, less than a month, but now they got to balance school with that. And that's hard. You have to have some maturity about you to do that and make sure you're taking care of that business there, but still being locked in when you're over here, and vice versa. We'll get up and have morning meetings with the guys and then go to practice. Then the guys go get a chance to be students and be around the rest of the campus and other students for the entire afternoon, and we bring them back before dinner for meetings, and they got to get locked back into football. So it's a real manageable schedule for the guys, and if they handle it the right way, I think it can benefit them.
Coach, you asked me to ask you this in a few weeks. It's been a few weeks. Who on the team has had the most memorable introductions from the newcomers when they've had to introduce themselves to the program? Who's really stood out to you?
Oh, man, yeah. We still have a few that haven't gone yet. I can't really say what it was, but Rodney Laura did a really good job. He made fun of Paul Rubelt, which is always funny to me. And that's the one I remember the most.
The Big Ten's talking about potentially expanding the playoffs. There's talk about 24 teams, 28 teams, 32 teams. What's kind of your thoughts on a potentially expanded field, reminiscent more of the FCS playoffs? And is it something you're in favor of, or is it something that's becoming too much?
Those are decisions that my opinion has absolutely no bearing on. I would say that these guys are still students, and we're getting farther and farther away from the model where they were amateur student athletes. But I find it hard to believe you can have a longer playoff with a conference championship game and the length of the season that we have. So I hope they at least consider the stress they're putting on not just coaches, but our players, but assistant coaches as well, and the amount of time that would take. Obviously, I love it when things are decided on the field, and I don't have the right answer, so somebody smart's going to have to figure that out.
I know you've said you can win with all three quarterbacks. Is this one of the more challenging competitions you've gone through going this late before making a decision? Just how challenging, because you said early in camp that every day maybe you can make an argument for one guy.
Yeah, it's not just every day. It has changed in my mind, and sometimes it's changed multiple times in a practice where you feel good about how somebody's playing, and then there's a mistake or a bad play, and somebody else makes a good play. And what I feel bad about is it's not really fair to whoever's going to end up playing, that their reps have probably been cut by 30 or 40% because we're spreading the reps around. The good thing, the way our schedule sets up, we got to pick one for this first game. We'll have a longer prep for game 2 and then a bye week before game 3. So we'll have a little time to catch up. But I'm not even sure it'll be decided completely before game 1. So we're just going to make the best decision we can and ride with it.
Scott, is that and along those lines, is that a decision that it happens maybe on a Monday, so give you a couple days leading into the game, or is it the decision that maybe you're like saying it may be whoever steps on the field on Thursday against Jacksonville State?
I think I'll know before game day. I'm not sure I'll say before game day, but I think I'll know before game day. I wouldn't spring that on somebody right before a game. I think they got to get their mind right for whatever their role is and embrace their role. So, hopefully we have an idea here this coming week.
You mentioned after the scrimmage that we had been, you weren't satisfied with the product you saw on the field. How has that changed since that scrimmage?
I thought we only had a letdown or two all camp, which speaks to the work ethic of the team. They've been coming out and competing, which has been great to see. We hit a wall a little bit right before these last 2 days off, yesterday and the day before, and I think that's because of the amount of effort the guys have been given. Now that being said, I want to see them fight through that a little better than we did, but they answered the bell today and came out and had a really good practice. So we're going to try to keep them fresh and get them as ready as we can for game one. Yep.
In camp, how has it gone, and do you feel confident that you're going to play a much bigger role this season?
Yes, sir. It feels so great to be back out there with the guys, and that brotherhood's building every day, and it's a true blessing to be out there. And yeah, I mean, I'm expecting to have greater load this year, and I'm really excited.
Keegan, what's been the difference between last year to this year for camp? I mean, you're 10 days away from the first game. What's maybe been the biggest thing that stood out to you about this camp?
I think it's the brotherhood. I think a lot of people are out here like having fun with each other, and we look at it like almost a blessing to be here. And we're not going out there sluggish some days, and I feel like because of that, we come together every day, and we bounce off each other, and that energy is just like building with each other, and it's more fun for sure.
Do you feel yourself growing as a leader?
Yeah, I think so. I think that I'm just getting used to the guys. It kind of took me a little bit to kind of feel comfortable with these guys, and coming in as a transfer, it's tough for sure to kind of get the trust and the love from everyone. And I think this year I'm coming back, and I feel like that role is being put on me. So yes, sir.
What kind of leader would you say you are?
I would say I'm a fun, explosive, loud, camaraderie, brotherhood type of leader. I want to be these guys' older brother, essentially, and I just hope everyone succeeds and everyone does well, even when I'm gone. So,
Coach said that the team sort of hit a bit of a wall leading into the last couple of days off. Have you felt that?
yeah, I mean, it's the end of camp, and so I mean, of course, you're gonna get tired, but we got to figure out how to push through that, and I think that's kind of just the Florida heat, and we got to push through that and get ready for this game.
How do you get your mind right for that sort of adversity?
Well, first off, I'd like to thank Miss Annetta, because Miss Annetta gets me right, and she gives me the right resources to kind of go out there and stay hydrated and get ready for this heat. And I think every day is a blessing, and go out there. And I've been hurt. When the game's taken away from you, you look at it a lot differently. And I'm really happy and blessed to be out there and play football with my brothers.
Keegan, Coach was talking about Rodney Laura's introduction to the team. I just wanted to ask, what do you remember about that moment, and just how did that moment stand out to you?
That probably is my funniest moment, but some things you keep between the team, and I'll probably keep that between the team.
What's different about what's being asked of you guys as offensive linemen, as a unit, individually at your position? What's being asked differently about this scheme compared to last year's?
Yes, sir. We're running off the ball. We're trying to maul people's faces and really get after people and spread the ball and protect the quarterback. So, and I think that this year we're a lot more like just fast, UCF fast, and that's kind of our motto, and kind of build off of that.
Keegan, you have perspective, obviously, being here last year, too. Just kind of what's the attitude? What's the mindset of this team? What are the biggest differences that, going through your guys' minds, I guess, getting ready for the season compared to last year?
This year, I think everyone has a chip on their shoulder. A lot of us are coming from places that are different, and it's awesome to see that everyone has a different mindset, but we're all coming together as a brotherhood and really trying to attack the day every day. And, it's a blessing to be out there with those guys, and I feel like everyone's a lot happier, and we're going out there and having fun.
So you guys think you're a lot better than what others on the outside obviously think, right?
I mean, yeah, and we got to believe that inside, I mean, block out the noise, so, yeah.
You got 3 or 4 weeks of practice under your belt, 10 days away from the opening game. Where have you seen this team make the most growth on the field throughout camp?
Yeah, I mean, at the last couple of days, I've seen great growth, and we're still got a lot of room to grow here in the next couple of days, and I think that just getting game plan situated, and I think that's when we'll get for sure ready.
Is there? I know we're still a week away. Is there an eagerness to play that first game and hit someone wearing a different color helmet?
I'm itching. I mean, shoot, I'm sick of hitting my own guys. I want to go hit someone else now. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited. I'm really blessed, and I'm excited to play in front of the bounce house and get our fans in there and everything, so it's going to be fun.
We spoke to a couple linemen a couple weeks ago, and they also said the term maul their faces off. Is that kind of a model that you guys have grown in that room?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Clark, he does a great job, and Coach Bear as well. They're really trying to get that motto and that attitude back to the offensive line, and, I think that's awesome. And, I think that we need to, be more aggressive and more mean, and, we got to be the baddest dudes in the room.
What's unique about Coach Clark?
I'm beyond blessed to have him. He's a phenomenal coach. He's a dad. He gives us life advice. It's awesome, and I can't thank him enough for coming along and teaching his ways onto us. And he does a great job. And showed us Coach Bear, so it's awesome.
The quarterback competition's been one of the big stories of camp. How do you feel like each of those guys has kind of embraced the opportunity when it's been their turn to rep with the first team?
I mean, all three of them are awesome people, awesome leaders, great dudes. And they go out there and they have great attitudes every day, great leadership, great energy. It's just awesome. And it's all love. It's nothing bad between the three, which is so cool to see. And they all build off each other, and it's a great competition. And I love them all. So.
Keegan, I saw the video on YouTube where you went out to golf with Carter there. I just wanted to ask, what was it like to get a chance to do that with him, and what's it been like to kind of get to know a lot of these newcomers to this team with stuff like that?
Yeah. Well, first off, I mean, golf's like my favorite hobby, and I really enjoy it. And it was really fun to go out with those guys, and I'm really grateful that those guys had that, because a lot of people kind of got to see us outside of football, which is really cool. And, Carter and I are super, super close. Cushman, I mean, we're playing all three next to each other. It's awesome to, kind of build off relationships. And it's tough. We have a short turnaround. They come in the winter, and then now we got to be gelled. So, hanging out all the time and doing stuff like that, I mean, that's awesome. So much fun. So, O-line, we eat together every day. We try to get together every weekend. It's all love. We are so close-knit. It's awesome.
When did you start golf, and what is your handicap?
So my grandfather is a big golfer. My great-grandma played till she was 92. So my family's been golfing for a while. My granddaddy put me in golf league, when I was a kid. I stopped playing. I got back into, I played hockey, football, baseball, and I just took over that time. And then when I got back to college, I started playing a lot with my buddies, and, that was kind of like a safe hobby, you know what I mean? You're not going to go out there and get hurt playing golf. So just a great time to be out there with the guys, enjoy the earth, ground in the ground, so it's awesome.
What was your grandmother's name, and what did she shoot? What was her score? Usual score?
Well, I don't know what she would shoot. I just called her great grandma, and Sandy's the other grandma. And I mean, my handicap is like a 12 to 15, and I mean, good days, bad days. Florida heat can get to you too. So, but no, she's been long gone, so it's rest in peace to her. But she played so much, and it was kind of a fun time just to get the family together as well. So.
Speaking of behind the scenes and stuff, what's something you'd want people to know about this team, just this coaching staff, your teammates? Just what's something that you'd want people to know about you guys?
We're ready. We got the chip on the shoulder. We're excited, and we're happy to be out there. We're happy to be here. So it's a blessing.
And just how important is this season to you? I mean, you came in. I mean, you played maybe as big of a role as you wanted to a year ago, but you look primed to play a major role this year. Just how exciting is that for you? How anxious are you to start this season?
Man, I'm itching. I'm I'm counting down the days, and I'm super blessed to be here. And last year I wish it went a little better, of course, but looking back at it, God has a plan, and this year we're looking to have a great season. And I'm really excited, and I think everyone's itching because we're sick of hitting each other. We want to hit someone new, So game plan's starting here soon, and we're ready to go.
On that point, what's it like to go up against the defensive line?
Oh man, they're phenomenal. They're really great. They're great guys, great leaders. I mean, John Walker, I go against him every day, and I'm super blessed because he's a great player, and getting to go against him is only making me better as well. So RJ, Horace, they do a great job as well. And a lot of the young guys getting in there are doing a great job as well.
You mentioned playing next to Cushman. This will be his first potential opportunity to start at this level. What do you like about his game, and how does it kind of mesh with what you like to do?
Oh, man. Cushman, yeah. No, he's my guy. We just went out to dinner the other day, hung out, and we were just talking ball and just communicating on a different level of not where you can just say little stuff and you're like, oh, okay, I got you. That's awesome. And I'm super excited to play next to him, and he's ready to go. He's been playing outstanding, and his leadership qualities are going up and up. He's getting more confident. It's awesome to see, and we're both ready and both really excited. So it should be a great year.
Yeah, so you've been here since spring. I know you were kind of battling some things, but just how good does it feel to have this opportunity? I know you came from an FCS school, so I'm sure you're anxious to kind of, see how everything goes on this Big 12 stage, right?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm excited to prove myself. Very confident player. I'm very excited for this year. We got a lot of trust in these coaches as well, and excited to, like I said, very excited to prove myself.
Cole, you got a group that's got a lot of new faces. You're a new face yourself. How has it been gelling with everyone, getting everyone kind of on the same page, I guess, as you guys move forward to the season?
Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. You'd be really surprised about how many. Obviously, we got so many transfers coming in that are new, but everyone's going to get together very well. Everyone's very, very close. We all hang out a bunch. It's crazy because at my old school, we didn't do nearly as much football as we do now, which I love because football. So you're always with these guys every single day. Feels like 24/7. So yeah, we're definitely getting really close and closer as the season starts as well.
What stands out to you about this defense?
I think speed. Speed. Everyone flies around the ball. Everyone wants to hunt. Everyone's excited to finally get going. Like Keegan said, we're sick of going against the offense. We're excited for 10 days from now when this game finally starts. But yeah, I'd say one thing that separates from everyone else is speed.
How have you been challenged by coaches?
I think I've been challenged to be more physical as a linebacker. At Colgate, I was definitely a little bit more of a finesse guy, and with Coach D'Onofrio here, I got to be a lot more physical, which I like. Getting more hands on linemen and things like that. I think it's definitely helped me as a linebacker.
What do you notice in a difference from playing at Colgate to now being a part of this team?
You could say the speed, but also it's I think it's more of a mental thing. Whether it comes to physicality. Knowing your ins and outs, knowing all the X's and O's of the defense and things like that. But, yeah, I think it's just physicality and being able to run with the ball. Yeah.
Cole, after your achievements last season with one of the highest number of tackles in the FCS, what attracted you to UCF in the portal? What made coming here the place you want to be to take on the next level of college football?
So in the portal, I had a good amount of opportunities, which I was very grateful for. But once I got in contact with Coach Frost and his staff and came down to Orlando and started to have flashbacks of being here on vacation with my family back in the day. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And obviously, the Florida weather is very ideal, although it is a little hot now. But I love the coaching staff. Also, Coach D'Onofrio is from New Jersey as well, as so am I. So we kind of clicked right off the bat, and I've been a fan of it ever since. Yeah.
Had practice, had training camp now for 3-4 weeks. Where has this team grown the most over the course of camp as you guys turn ahead to the season now?
I think one of the biggest differences from the spring to now with this team is and the whole defense is we're a lot more assignment sound. I think a lot of us really are understanding the defense a lot better and understanding the standard of flying around the ball. Got to have 11 hats to the ball. Good things happen when you're near the ball. Being ball aware, things like that. Yeah.
Coming from Colgate and their academic standards, do you look forward to the first day of class, which is today?
Yes, very excited. Got some online classes now due to traveling and things like that. We can't really be there all the time. But, yeah, academics were a little different over at Colgate. But, yeah, no, I very excited for the whole online classes and to be able to travel this much during the season. I'm very excited for that, yeah.
Tell us about this defense. Coach Grinch, Coach D'Onofrio, coaching you guys at linebacker. What are we going to see this season? And tell us about some of your teammates around you. Who are you excited to see on the field this fall?
Yeah, I think we got some studs. As you can tell on the D-line, you get the edge rushers. We're deep in the edge rushers. Our nose guards, our tackles, our studs. Our DBs in the back are monsters. And in our room, I think we got some studs as well. We got Kel Lawson, we got Lewis Carter, McDonald, Bullard, Ford. I think we got players who can make plays all around. I'm very excited to see how this season goes for that.
You're 10 days away from the game. I mean, what's going through your mind? What are you really looking forward to the most for that first game?
That first game, I'm looking forward to the excitement of the bounce house. I know I've been talking to a lot of the UCF fans with all the signing day we did the other day, which was awesome. Everyone's excited. There's a lot of anticipation, especially with new coaching staff and new settlement coming in here, and I'm really excited to prove to everyone how good we could really be.
You mentioned getting challenged to be more physical. What kind of player are you if somebody's new to your style? How you describe yourself?
I'd say I'm an athlete. I'm an athlete who flies around with the ball. I'm a football player. I like to make plays. I can make some out-of-body plays, and I can also make some compact plays. So I think I'm just a football player.
What's your favorite part about playing linebacker?
Like I was saying earlier, I used to play quarterback back in the day, so being middle linebacker, it's kind of like the general of the defense. I like being the leader and the general out there, making all the calls and making sure everything's all right around me.
What do you think the identity is of this defense?
Like I said earlier, I think it's just UC fast. It's a big standard for us here is UC fast. The standard is flying around the ball. Like I said earlier, 11 hats to the ball, good things happen. So flying around the ball will be defining for us.
Tell us about New Jersey football, because I know you mentioned, obviously, you name dropped that you're from New Jersey.
Yes.
Coach D'Onofrio is from New Jersey.
Yes,
What's
sir.
about, I know Florida football is obviously great too, but what is it about, what kind of football players does New Jersey produce, I guess?
Yeah, I think especially the bigger states like the Floridas and the Georgias and the Calis and the Texas, people, they all have their pride. But I have a great amount of pride for Jersey and Jersey sports as a whole, not even just football. I think for such a small state, we got some great players coming out of there left and right, going through the years, things like that. I think I just think a lot of people, especially around here, they sleep on Jersey a little bit. So it's good that I can come in here and try to tell some people some good things about Jersey. Yeah.
You can have a chip on your shoulder. I mean, there's a lot of guys kind of similar to you that transferred in. Maybe they played at FCS. Some guys were at D2. Just that you can prove that you can play at this highest level of college football. I mean, how much are you looking forward to that, and are you excited to kind of prove yourself amongst the nation's best players?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm anxious. I'm anxious to prove myself. I'm confident as ever. I'm excited for this 10 days to be up, finally get to start playing and prove myself. And, I can't wait for the atmospheres I get to experience. Obviously, we weren't as packed over there at Colgate. But, I'm a fan of everything so far, a fan of UCF, and excited for the season. Yeah.
What's the best atmosphere you've played in to this point in your career?
So at Colgate, we would do the big opponent, first game every year. We played at Stanford my freshman year. And then my sophomore year, I think my favorite was definitely we played in the Dome at Syracuse. So that was a cool experience, playing in the Dome. And and then last year we played Akron, which wasn't as exciting. But definitely the Dome, Syracuse. That was cool. It was a cool experience.